This is the theme of Setback and Misery. Annie lies on God. Select frames. And then this is where she is, kind of making up the bed along the way as well. And she talks about she often slips in parts of her past. So remember when she was standing at the window and she gives this personal narrative about her husband leaving her. Now she's going to give a personal narrative about when she was on the witness stand and how she couldn't remember some things. She's kind of apologizing for her attitude towards Paul when she was, shaking the bed and saying that he murdered her misery. And now she's come in and basically she's sort of apologizing, but she has bad motives though, because she goes into this speech about how she asked God about Paul and how God, for her, God said, I delivered him to you to show him the way. And then after that, she's going to bring in the barbecue pit. So there's this she uses God again when Buster comes in and she's trying to distract him from really seeing the place as it actually is, seeing Annie for who she really is. Because if you are quiet, you can hear things that you didn't intend to hear. Even if Paul Sheldon never said anything from the basement about him being in the basement right down here, if you be quiet, there's a lot that you can detect, or there's a lot that your ear or your understanding could detect, more so than if you were loud and trying to convince the person who is walking about the house with you. But he's already suspicious. I mean, how is it that a sheriff just comes in like he does and just walks about the house like that's okay, right? He doesn't really she doesn't really give him that kind of permission. Coming into the house, inviting him in is different, really, from walking about the house. However, if we look at the parallel of Paul Sheldon giving Annie permission to title his work and tell him what she thinks the work is about, is no different than her walking about than Buster walking about the house so freely. She's walking about the house, his work, his professional work, as if she owns it, right? In the same way that Buster is walking about the house as if he owns it. And so she's about to get into her real purpose for coming into his room, which is really not to actually help him out of the bed. It's to push another agenda. So this is where she's talking about how she believed God God delivered Paul to her to show him the way. So then if she's saying that she needs to show him the way, if we look at the Christian implications, of course, or the religious implications, or faith-based implications, that he has gone off the road. He's gone off the path, right? And that's literal. He's in this house, in this bed, damaged and fractured because he drove his car off the road. So then I wonder if the film is punishing Paul. The writer and the director are always doing their parts, right? But the film could be punishing Paul in a sense because he's doing something out of the ordinary. Remember, the lodge manager said he doesn't like to do anything out of the ordinary. But in creating a whole new book series, or just another book that is contrary to the Misery series, he's doing things out of order. And so therefore, if it's out of order, by implication, he should be punished and corrected to get back on the path, to get back on the way. And so when she uses God to support her agenda, that God delivered him unto her to show him the way. It is her way of correcting Paul to get back on the right path. Picking him up out of the blizzard is a way that she's doing that, because she didn't know at that time that he had killed off Misery. And I wondered what she would have done had she already read that book, or had the book already come out before he went off the road and she found him in his car crashed. I wonder if she would have rescued him. I'm quite sure she would have been so angry at the fact that he did that, that in that split second moment, she might have decided to leave him there. And that's something to think about too. All right, like, subscribe, and visit. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for more discussions. You can visit my YouTube channel for further film analysis. It's Favorites Film Analysis as the title of the channel. You can always send me an email and ask me a question, reginayfavorites@yahoo.com. My Overcoming Setback, 5 Keys for Entering and Exiting Correction book will become available around October 2021. I'm still doing some editing. The book does not focus on film analyses, but I use the content that I created for the book to support my my perceptions of setback used as a theme in select films. So when the book becomes available, I will send out a notification video, audio. Thank you very much for visiting the channel.